So, I happened to do the Wowie Game Jam, and the theme was, failure is progress. Alright, so let's get straight into it and look at the rule set of a bullet hell game. Then we will modify these rules to fit the theme. Rule 1. When you reach 0 hit points, you die and will have to restart the level. Screw this rule. It's sad, it causes players to rage, so instead let's make it so that the health bar increases whenever the player dies. Less rage, more fun! Rule 2. So in bullet hell shoot 'em ups you usually have to kill enemies to win, usually with a gun. But guns are boring, so let's replace that gun with a giant, thick laser. And instead of killing enemies to win, you have to orient the laser in a way that it avoids hitting the enemies. Now that we know what we're doing, let's get right into game development. So I started to work on the laser. I used an enum to handle the different laser states, waiting, initializing, and firing. I also used the laser to have these states last for certain amounts of times. I pretty much had all the code set up. Now I just needed to apply materials to the laser to make it look good. I added some enemies to the scene that spawned bullets. Then I added a shockwave to give visual feedback for when the laser starts to initialize. I also made it so that you can use the arrow keys to move the laser around, and when the laser fires, it moves counterclockwise from the target rotation. I then implemented HP, and also made it so that when you die, your HP bar increases. After that, I followed along a tutorial to implement a custom shader graph for my laser. Everything was going fine and well until the bloom of the laser just skyrocketed for absolutely no reason. I had no idea what was causing this, however, I did find that the HDR color space had something to do with it. So in my shader graph, I just clamped the color up to a specific value. I have no idea how or why this worked, but it did, and I hope it doesn't break later. However, that's not the last of my problems with the laser. The raycast would detect the enemy, even if the enemy wasn't in the direction the raycast was facing. This bug made the game ridiculously difficult. I had to get this fixed, else it would be completely unplayable. I tried comparing the enemy position and the player position to see if the direction would match the laser direction. Fail. I tried sending 2 raycasts, one from the player and one further from the player. Also a fail. So I kept banging my head against my keyboard for hours until I finally realized Physics 2D had other casts like line casts, which is why I ended up using. And it somehow miraculously worked. I have no idea why though. Maybe the direction that I fed into my raycast wasn't specific enough. Like I said, I have no idea. Because of that annoying bug, I lost a lot of development time, and there wasn't much time till the game jam was over. Since I haven't gotten to working on the tutorial yet, I'll start work on that. Up until now, I only had 1 level, so I actually added 2 more. The only thing left was to add a UI and polish, and the game was complete. In conclusion, I felt like I was able to make a simplistic game in a short amount of time that I was satisfied with. I just wish that working on the laser wouldn't take so much trial and error. And if I would change anything, it would only be to change variables to polish gameplay and make the laser look even better. You can play the game on itch.io, and also check out Lightspeed 6's music. Links are in the description. Consider subscribing if you enjoyed the video. Anyway, that's about it. It was a fun jam. See you next time.